Hey everybody, what's going on? This is wilkyb, and this is a tournament replay that we're going through here in this video. This is between Mordio and AWBW, and I think AWBW is 1500 and Mordio is just shy of 1400. And this is, I think, the fourth round or the fifth round of the winners bracket in my tournament. So these guys are currently without losses in this tournament, and they've met up now. So this should be a pretty good one. It's a really long game. It's 31 turns long. So we've got a lot of work to do here, so we're just going to go ahead and start doing our thing. So here we go. So Mordio is player 1 and AWBW is player 2. And player 2 is doing the day 2 recon rush. And Mordio is infantry boosting through that, which we've talked about a lot in the past. And AWBW sends the recon towards the south here. So if this recon went towards the north, then it probably would have been a bad move for Mordio to build the infantry boost. But it doesn't go that way, so we see how things go. So because this recon made it to the south, and it scouted that it's not going to be able to disrupt this base, then it goes for disrupting the income as much as it can. And look at that, is there's a third recon behind all of this. And another thing as well that we'll point out is that Mordio is playing the economic game, whereas AWBW is playing like a rush heavy game. So there's 3 recons in a row here, which normally wouldn't be possible if you went to capture these bases immediately as player 2. So what we're seeing here is high tech. This is pretty cool stuff. I like to see this because this isn't something that I've tested for before. And it's cool to see people try to exploit the map in ways that I've not considered before. And we'll see how this game plays out. So it's 3 recons. And you'll notice that AWBW only has 2 infantry that they're developing their economy with, because they keep on producing offensive units. So we'll keep that handy with us there. So it's 2 versus 4 infantry, and even now it's 3 infantry, so it's 7 infantry versus potentially 4 infantry. So anyways, we'll further more and see what happens here. Something to note is that AWBW is really far behind economically. So this is a really, really cool game. I don't know how this game is going to go. And yeah, and so this is how we see things go here with this board state. One thing I want to mention is that this move here, I think it probably would have been a better idea. Let's see what happens here. Maybe not. I think it would have been a better idea that this infantry goes up north and that this tank gets a hit on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, because what happens this turn is that Mordio attacks this recon, and the follow-up is a tank that attacks from a city. So I think if you reveal, one of the recons over here and attack it with that tank, that's a better option than what unfolds here. But anyways, minor mistakes like that don't necessarily lose you the game. And this game went on for 30 turns, so, you know, I think you guys did pretty good for yourselves, despite what I might recommend. And, like, AWBW, like, they're pressuring pretty good right now, but, like, the infantry count is out of control for Mordio. So their economy is going to do really well. And AWBW really, like, I like to see what's going on here because, like I said, is the infantry count is just better for Mordio. So, both of the comm towers are trying to be captured by Mordio, player 1, and they're kind of being stuffed by these recons. This is such a cool game. Man. Yeah, this is really cool. So Mordio is at 15, 16, 17, yeah, 15 city captures, and AWBW is at 14 city captures. Okay, we're going to slow things down a bit because it's getting a bit complicated. Oh boy, oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy. Yeah. Old Man is behind quite a bit, economically speaking, in my opinion. It's not just opinion, it's a matter of fact. 5 cities behind right now. Still 5 cities behind at the end of this turn. Like, this is crazy how much... and it's working, mind you, because I think Mordio is losing these trades. So even though Mordio has the bigger economic lead, I think they're losing like the trade-heavy fighting. So this is really cool. I love this replay so far. Mordio uses Hyper Repair. I think that's the double co-power. No, that's the single co-power. Cool. Pretty cool. Neo tank up north. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Old Man has got so much stuff. He's just got so much like recons and stuff. I guess he doesn't have that much now in comparison. But jeepers creepers. So now we're seeing Old Man taking the comm tower up here, which is good. And Mordio is just dominating the South Island. Like, he's going to have all of the income. And they're on their man, Mordio is so economically ahead. I don't know how this game goes, so we're checking it out together. This is intense. Because Old Man has a lot of catching up to do, and Mordio... Mind you, Old Man is the higher rated player. So... Oh man. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, this is kind of bad news for Mordio. Mind you, Mordio's got the economic and comm tower. Well, not anymore, the comm tower advantage, but... Yep. Oh, and... Oops. Oh man, I think I just screwed that all up. Oh well. Bum ba da da bum bum. What you doing tonight? Set my alarm, turn on my charm. Good old-fashioned lover boy. That's Queen. For anybody who likes Queen rock music. We're gonna power through this one. So Mordio is losing the unit count, but then they pump it back up because their first turn. There's a lot of stuff that's going on here. That's a lot of damage. That's a lot of damage. Terrible, terrible damage. That's a StarCraft 2 reference for anybody who can remember. Terrible, terrible damage. What you doing tonight? Hey boy. Set my alarm, turn on my charm. Good old-fashioned lover boy. So Old Man, I feel like, is taking a bit of a lead. Maybe not, though, because they're going for the comm tower at the north. Mordio is taking the comm tower at the north. This is a close game. I don't know what's going to happen next. Good old-fashioned lover boy. Ba-da-da-bum-bum. So is that a superpower or the regular power? Oh. Power through it. This next one, we're going to power through it. Do-da, do-do-do-da. What you doing tonight, hey boy? And this is going to get cleared up, so forget about that concern of mine. Yikes. You know what's funny is I think Mordio is... I'm pretty sure Mordio has had the economic lead. But if you look at the army value after every day, I'm pretty sure Mordio loses more army value day over day than what they gain with their economy. Like, I've not been looking at this day over day, but like, I think if you were to look at this value and compare it with your opponents, this would dip in the negative below what Old Man has more often than what Old Man's army unit value would dip below what Mordio's is, if that makes sense. So the value that Mordio is getting out of fighting is greater than the value that Mordio gets through playing economically. So Old Man, player 2 has been on top of like the first strike and on top of like the exchange value, and Mordio's trying to make up with that. And look at this. This is crazy. Look at this game. Oh, rocket. That's interesting. Yeah, I think this rocket is trouble. No, it's not though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Oh, and they're loading up. Old Man is just loading up. I'm pretty sure this rocket is... If you don't kill this rocket, it's a pretty big deal if you don't clear it out. But there's so much army from Old Man at this point. Well, maybe not. It's like the same. Because you look at the unit count here, it's like the same. But, okay, we're almost at the end, so we're going to do it play by play. We're going to be careful about it. Because Mordio... Yeah, the board state is so, right now it's a bit, well, it's favored for Old Man, I think, at this point, but, hey boy. I think overextending like this is not a good idea. I think Mordio is, they got this rocket, but then they go ahead and do things that take them outside of the range of a rocket. Bum, 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 ba-dum, bum, ba-da-bum. And then, yeah, stuff like that happens. Like this, I don't think this copter even did anything. What did that copter even do? Yeah, why did, I don't know. Sorry, Mordio, to be picky on you like this. How come this doesn't reveal? What's going on here? This infantry is not revealing. That's weird. I think it's just a replay in the error in the replay. But why did this helicopter, this battlecopter, run into... What is going on with this replay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You should be able to see and attack something along this line. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It would have been this thing here. It would have killed a mega tank. Okay, I don't know what's going on there and why this battlecopter got trapped. Like, I don't know what just happened there. But anyways, that's really weird. Well, anyways, if this battlecopter got a hit off, anyways, I don't think it would have changed things that much anyways. But what's going on here? Dum dum dum. Yeah, I think this turn Was not a good turn for Mordio. So a few things is like, when I see a medium tank, and I'm not sure exactly what the exchange was that got the medium tank over here, but if you're sending like your forces and stuff across enemy lines beyond like the first wave of cities, like, you know, you really don't want to go too deep into your opponent's castle, in my opinion. So when I see a medium tank, even if it's turn 27 and I see like a medium tank or like big units right up next to your opponent's like base or something like that, something about this just tells me that you're overextending, personally. Yeah. Yeah. Because if you kind of sit on this side over here, you're so well developed on this side that even, yeah, you can just kind of sit back, I think, in my opinion. Because you're giving up a lot of value here. So you attack this anti-air. Yeah, I think you can understand why. I don't really need to explain it. And then the population number for Mordio is starting to dwindle here, so they're down by 2 units. And they're also not making really effective first strikes at this point. If you're down in the unit count, that probably means that you have an opportunity to make a good first strike against your opponent. That's typically how this map goes. And the moment where you're down in unit count and you don't have the ability to strike your opponent efficiently is probably where the game is going to end. And given that this game is 30 turns long, and that's what I see on this turn, I think the game is going to end soon. And yeah. So overextension, I think. Overextension here, especially when you have a rocket. So anyways, not to put sand in the wound, or salt in the wound or whatever, but yeah, in hindsight, right? And also we have the backside of the replay where we can see what our opponent's doing. So when you're in the darkness, it's not as easy to make those kinds of decisions. So I feel for you. Yeah, and the army value is really low, so this game is pretty much over. But goddamn, 30 turns. That was a cool game. This was a really cool game. Old man wins. This was a really cool game, especially in the early game where Old Man just was relentless with the pressure. So it's cool to me as a map designer to see something like this. Like, I don't see this kind of like. This is a different build order than what I typically test for, which is what I test for is the 2 starting infantry going for the bases and then saturating your economy that way. But Old Man has taken a different route where they just harass their opponent constantly. So this is really cool. I love seeing stuff like this. This is so cool. And another cool thing is that Mordio held up against it really, really well. So kudos to both players. Old Man for doing something different, and Mordio for playing it out. Even though I'm sure Mordio, as they were playing this game, felt like they were probably economically behind their opponent, which when you look at the replay and in hindsight, you'll kind of see that if your opponent's attacking you and you can efficiently like not lose infantry, or you know, like the one move at the beginning here where the tank is being attacked, this was a bit of a bait, I feel like, from Mordio's perspective. And yeah, there's a few little things that you can improve upon that you know, change the way that this game would play out, etc. So yeah, it's cool. It's cool because there's different stuff at the beginning of the game, different than what I see, and it just unravels in different ways. And even watching this replay, you can see that this game could have unraveled in different ways, and there's different stuff that can happen. So yeah, so that's pretty cool. Again, kudos to Mordio for putting in a good fight and hanging in there. Like, Mordio did a really good job fighting the early pressure of Old Man. And then I feel like there were just some parts in the late game here, honestly, where you overextended and then Old Man got back at you. Because honestly, look at the board state right now, turn 30. If you didn't overextend at the center of the map here, you have both of the comm towers, and you've had your island and income going for longer. So It started with the overextension at the bottom here with the medium tank, around turn 25 or something like that, and then it was an overextension where you had a rocket at the center of the map that you went outside of range of that as well. So just a couple mistakes in the late game that kind of toppled over the army value, and then a couple of mistakes that I think, well, I'm not going to be too critical because we saw how the early game went, and you know, we can see how that goes, and things could be done slightly differently. In particular, I think this was just a bit of a bait. This tile here, you'll never be able to be reached by a tank, but anyways, I'm getting too nitpicky here. So, okay guys, that'll do it. This is wilkyb signing off. Join the Discord if you want to hang out and make new kinds of maps, and subscribe and like and share with your friends. Okay, thanks for watching. Adios. Happy Saturday. Bye.